Ever since my Xiaomi M365 video went viral, I've been getting emails from copycat companies, and for years I've declined these review requests. This time though, I accepted. Today we're looking at the Aovo M1 Pro. This clone is hard to distinguish from more than a couple of meters away, but up close, it actually seems to improve on the original. For starters, the hinge is smooth and easy to use, while also being sturdier and less rattly than what Xiaomi has to offer. It also offers airless tires, so you won't have to fear a flat. More about that later though. We'll start this review with the ethical aspect. Should you buy a clone? On the one hand, Aovo and many other companies are taking a design which was created and then marketed by Xiaomi and profiting off of it. On the other hand, life is expensive enough, and this way you get pretty much the same product for a lot less money. So let me know in the comments what your take on this is. The M1 Pro is a 350 watt e-scooter, and as such I can't really recommend it for heavier riders. I think anyone over 70 kilograms won't get the sort of acceleration to comfortably move between traffic. The 36 volt battery is rated at 7.5 amp hours, which is lower than the Xiaomi M365. It should theoretically allow for 46 minutes at full throttle. Aovo rates the scooter at 25 to 30 kilometers, which would not be bad for a 14 kilogram scooter. In reality though, the airless tires cause too much vibrations for me to ride this thing for more than 10 minutes, so I didn't do a max range test. I've never in my life been shaken more than when I went max speed over some strange hexagonal concrete street. It felt like 1,000 needles were going through my hands and feet, and my vision got blurry, a strange experience that I never had before. Now I don't know what the roads are like where you live, but I'll take the risk of punctures over these tires all day, any day, at least here in Flanders. I always thought of e-scooters as an easy way to link other modes of transport. For that, you need to easily be able to fold and unfold, and this is something the M1 Pro gets very right. The hinge is probably the best of all the light commuter scooters I've tried. It's hard to convey smoothness in a video, but this thing is pure butter. It's also very secure once it's actually in place, and it does not rattle at all. Moving up a little, you can see the bell latch integration Xiaomi has isn't present here. Perhaps that was one patent too far. Instead, there's a bell integrated into the brake lever and there's a separate latch. Honestly, I think this is a better solution. Talking about the brake, you get a disc in the back, but mine needed adjusting. Also, the adjustment range on the calipers seemed large at first, but it's actually pushed over to one side too much. I did manage to set it up without any brake rub, so all is good now. The brake is also powerful enough for a heavier rider like me, and the front braking is done by the motor, which means you get ABS, a nice to have feature. The little display on the narrow, flat handlebars shows just the basics, and the thick rubber grips don't seem to move, although I have not tried the scooter in the wet yet. So far, the M1 Pro experience has been a mixed bag for me. Where it really falls short though is the app experience. You have to scan the QR code in the manual to find the right app. While there are 5 Aovo named apps in the Google Play Store, none of them seem to work. Only the mini robot app can connect, which does not seem to be linked to Aovo in any sort of way. From that app you can then lock, unlock and do some basic actions like turn on the lights. You can also change some poorly explained settings, which I recommend you just leave alone. I tried messing with the maximum speed and actually went slower after that, even though I increased it. For the commuter who needs to go between trains, buses, home and work over smooth terrain, this is probably a good e-scooter. The price is right, the weight is low and everything seems to be very well constructed and is durable. The IP54 rating should be enough to get you through a little rain, and the hinge is just really good. For everyone else though, this is a pass. I think I've covered most important things in this review, but if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below and I'll try to reply to as many of them as possible. If you like this video, hit the like, the share, the thumbs up, the subscribe, the bell, all that sort of good stuff. But for now, thank you very much for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers!